I'm going to show you how to build a super simple but really effective looking stable complex, multiple animal compartments, storage, great lighting and good exterior decoration. Don't you go anywhere, we're doing it now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, and welcome to another episode from me, Avomance, on my WalkAbout World series. This is episode 5, and you're going to say, Avomance, why are you down near episode 1 again? Well, I'm going to tell you, that's because what I've been doing is not only developing the area at the end of the road, but I've been kind of double backing on myself and developing some of the areas on the sides of the road. And for example, we've got a little area here that I've opened up to create a nice planty type pond just between episode 1 and episode 2 over there. And I thought it'd be good to let you know that don't just go forwards when you download these worlds, come backwards as well. This downloadable world is really starting to come together, starting all the way from episode 1, taking in the details as you go along the paths, looking at each and every building and hopefully taking some inspiration from it. Once we get to the end of this road though, however, there's nothing there and we need to do something about that. This is episode 5. So let's get cracking with episode 5, but before we do, I added just a little bit of a waterfally pond. I'm well into my water features at the minute, have you noticed? Also, I've not put any buttons on this path. People are moaning that there are rocks on the path and they just don't like it. Take the buttons off if you want, but I've not put any buttons on this path just for you guys. So I hope you're grateful. Look, big bunch of nothing at the end of the road. What are we going to do? Well, I shall tell you what we're going to do, dear viewer. We're going to do what has been requested using hashtag walkabout in the comments for, I don't know, probably at least 15 times. It's quite interesting. Lots of people want me to do this, so I'm going to crack on with it. We are going to do a bit of a stables. Now, I'm not just going to do it and lob some horses in it. We're going to do something a little bit more interesting than that. I've got a feeling in my head what it's going to look like, but we're going to do it freestyle, so let's crack on. Now, again, with a freestyle build, we don't actually know what we're going to use, but I think the palette will look something like this. A reasonable amount of stone, a reasonable amount of wood, and then little odds and sods like coarse dirt and gravel, hay bales, cauldrons, and that kind of thing. And I've got here horses and donkeys, because you get both in a stables, don't you? Now, I kind of see these stables as a bit of a two-part deal, and I think the first part that I want to do is actually build a little kind of hut that the people that are running the stables are going to be using. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and it's a 7 square. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 coming around this way and like that. I'm not going to do any of that building just yet because, well, I'm not ready, but what we are going to do is we're going to come across the back, because the back of the building is effectively going to be another L. So if I come out this direction here, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then probably come out this direction as well from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. That is going to act as our stable, and then we can start to build up where the stable compartments are going to be, just as a bit of a guide. Now I want a 2 gap there, so 1, 2, 3 gap, and then I want 1, 2, 3 and a gap. So that means that has to be there. This doesn't have to have this 2 gap here because there doesn't have to be an entrance on both sides, obviously. So that's 1, 2, 3 there, 1, 2, 3 there, 2, 3 and there. There we go. So we're going to have 5 compartments in total. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for our various horses. Now, as I said, this is going to be like a little hut, so I do want to put in a floor with this. So if I just grab this here, and I'm going to rough this up a little bit. I think I don't want just smooth planking in this particular floor, because I don't think that's what you'd have. And to do that, I'm just going to experiment a little bit with some oak planks and just pop some oak planks in randomly, kind of like that. How does that look? That's okay. I think we'll go with that. And the door is going to be here, right here. So if I pop in that like that, I don't want too much detail, all it is a little stone door. So if we come in there, I've even got a door. I haven't even got a door yet. Maybe there's not going to be a door. Maybe it will just be an archway. Anyway, let's try and crack on and get some design done. First off, I wanted to make sure these animal compartments were the right size and had plenty of light inside. The last thing we want is for mobs to be spawning. I then raised up the wall to make sure that they're not going to be able to get out at the back, and started to create a roof, and I wanted a nice lean-to roof on both sides that met up with the central storage area. I kept it open for now, just so as I could work on the inside really simply. I then started to work on the flooring area because we don't want grass, we need to have it nicely textured. So I took it out and put in some coarse dirt, spattered it in with a little bit of gravel apart from the storage area where I put some solid gravel, and then some podzol because frankly it looks like animal poo. We then created a fenced off area with a double gate and created a similar texture on the inside of that paddock, keeping a little bit of grass just for a bit of added colour. I then filled up the storage area with lots of straw, some barrels which have probably got apples and carrots and things like that, a little bit of shelving and a little bit of light. So I've started texturing up these walls just by sticking in various different grey blocks, etc. And I thought it would make a lot of sense to have it being relatively mossy towards the bottom because, I don't know, there's going to be a lot of moisture with horse pee, is what I figured. And horses pee a lot, so therefore moisture. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a veterinary surgeon. I don't know the content of a horse's bladder any more than the next man, but I imagine there could be some moisture around this area. So I'm literally just popping in a few blocks just to give a little bit more texture to this because we've got no depth on this yet. It's a grey stone block, and as a result I think we're going to need to do a little bit more, but certainly these bricks make a bit of difference. So round the front, I'll finish this off in a sec. I didn't mean to do that with the grass, that was daft, wasn't it? Right, so round the front we've got kind of the stabling area, and if I just pick one of those and come around through the gate, I've got a double gate because obviously horses need a double gate. So in here what we're going to do is we're going to put a single fence post in each of these, and that's going to enable us to be able to fix a bridle or a lead onto a horse and attach them to each of these posts. I don't know quite know what I was doing with this. I want this to become some kind of standard lamp, but in reality I think, where's some steps? But if I get some stone steps around here, like more like that, I wonder whether that might be a better shout. Is that even the middle? Hang on, I'm going to have to do a bit of an aerial view now. That is, oh, I did get it right in the middle. Bang on, well done, sir. So which means that we can start to put a bit of a light source up there as well. I'm going to put some detailing on the outside, and obviously we need to put a little bit more detailing on here as well. So I've not done any blocks, etc. And this storeroom needs some kind of roof, and I'm not entirely sure what sort of roof I want to put into it. I don't want it to have, you know, a normal standard roof. It needs to have something really quite basic. Then we put the lean-to roofs on top of here and we'll be done. Let's crack on with it. I decided the storage area also needed a lean-to roof, so we're doing a slope roof there and adding in the blocks where there's gaps. I placed the lamp in the middle to make sure there's light, and then I decided to try and put a fence area over that gate, but it didn't work, and we just put a load of lamps around it. Decorated it around with cauldrons and water and some straw, and then we also put in some horses just to give it a bit of life. Added some extra decoration and then filled in the rest of the roof. It's time for bushes. There's always time for bushes. Bushes is what makes things come alive. Green against stone works so well. And then we created a path that goes all the way around the complex. I then thought, let's put in a little custom tree just to give a little bit more shape and interest to the entire build. It gives it a bit more character. And I think we're finished actually. We've got all our horses in their various compartments. I had to tame them all to be able to do that, of course. And they've got various types of horse armour, or not, just a saddle maybe. There, we've got a little lone donkey tethered to its own little post on the outside because a donkey doesn't get a stable little cabin thing because I don't know why, because it's a donkey. I don't know. We roughed up those roofs a little bit and we got some bushes tumbling down off of them just to make it look, I don't know, a little bit more continental perhaps. Managed to bone meal our way all the way around. Custom tree right there just to give it a little bit more character. And I think it came out pretty well. Actually, a fairly simple little build there that looks really quite effective. This could be the perfect addition into any little town or village that you might want to put a stables by. Maybe you want to put it next to a tavern or some other such building to service that. That would be actually really quite cool. If you've got any ideas that you would like to add into my Walkabout world, in the comments below, hashtag walkabout. Let me know what you think. Already got loads of great ideas, but I would love for you to let me know what else you think we could put into this world. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to slap that like button. It'd be great to know you're enjoying it, and I will keep on making them. Also, if you've not done it already, please do hit that subscribe button. It'd be great to see you in my sub club, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. You take it easy now. Bye.